Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Luna and I make Animal Crossing videos every single week. So if you're into that, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. Today I'm going to be doing a tour of my Alice in Wonderland themed house. This will be part of my series that I will be doing on my channel, which is creating Disney themed houses. So after this video, I will create a post on my community tab where you guys can vote on which Disney themed house you want to see next. So with that being said, let's get on to the tour. This is my house. She's very lonely, but that's how she likes to be. So let's head right into my house. As you walk into my house, you will enter the beginning of the Alice in Wonderland movie. I was trying to capture as much as I can from the movie and put it in this little space. For reference, these are the pictures that I'm going off of. I was trying to capture the bridge and the building with the clock in the back and capture the scenery. I also wanted to capture Alice's mom trying to teach her history lesson, but Alice's mind was in another world. I found this daisy meadow flooring that was perfect for this scene. I added this lucky cat to represent Dina, her cat. Her cat in the movie is actually brown and white, but can you believe the lucky cat is the only cat item in this whole game? I really thought we had more cat items because of all of the puppies that were added in the game, but I guess not, which is really sad. We should get more cat items. We are going to go to the next room, which is where we meet Tweedledee and Tweedledum in the forest after she chases the white rabbit. I went really simple with this room and also added some butterflies just to kind of spice up the room a bit, but I feel like it captures the scene well when they were telling Alice the story about the curious oysters. Which, speaking of the curious oysters, the next room is based off of that story. We have the carpenter in the back trying to get the bread to bring it back to the walrus. Meanwhile, you have the walrus here just chowing down all of the oysters. And for the oysters, I just picked up a bunch of the shells from the beach and just dropped them on the table to resemble the oysters. I really went all out in this room for some reason. I started decorating the walls with random stuff that I felt like fit the scene just so that the walls weren't so bare. After the story, she follows the white rabbit and ended up eating a cookie that made her huge. I skipped over that part and I went straight to the part where she meets Absalom, which is the caterpillar. I'll be really honest with you guys, it took me a few days to decorate this room. I kept scrapping every design that I made and I felt like the other ones didn't resemble the movie as much as I wanted it to. Also, what didn't help was this room is super small, but I ended up using the attic and the basement for something else, which you will see right after this. But after so many trial and errors, I ended up with this. I added the little puddle with the maple leaf umbrella because that's how Alice got to Absalom, because the flowers dumped water on her and she ended up floating to him. I added the loaf of bread here to represent the bread butterflies that all came together to create a loaf of bread, and I placed it on this mushroom stool and added a grass standee to kind of hide the stool. I added the Cosmo shower to represent the giant daisy, and I added the lily record player to represent the lily that was talking to Alice. I added the red rose to represent the big red rose that was kind of like the mom of all of the pansies, I feel like. So I surrounded the rose bed with all of the pansies and some other flowers too. For Absalom, I added a cutout board that I customized with his face on it. Well, not really his face got cut out, but which I will leave all of the codes that I use in my house in the description below. In the movie, he was actually sitting on top of, I believe, a mushroom. So I used the mushroom table to represent that. And because I can add the cutout board on top of the table, I just put him behind the table. And behind the cutout board, I added a humidifier to resemble the smoke that was coming from him. I was going to cover the humidifier with a short simple panel and customize it in black so you wouldn't see the humidifier, but then I tried it and it looked really weird, so I scrapped that idea and left it just like that. But at an angle you can't see the humidifier, but if you move it up you can see it. But yeah, I'm not totally in love with this room, but it's still cute. And I feel like it represents that scene. Then after the whole scene with the caterpillar and then her eating a piece of bread and becoming big and then small again, she ended up in the forest where the Cheshire Cat is. I really love this room and I had a lot of fun with it because I was creating all of these signs. The only thing that really bugged me is the destination sign didn't align with the tree, which was super annoying because I wanted it to be right in the center, like in the movie where the signs were on the tree, but instead I just added a cutout board of the Cheshire Cat to look like he's on the tree, and then I added some coconut trees and some mushroom lamps to lighten up the room, and I added a bunch of hedge and grass standees to make it look more forest-like. Now on to the last room of my house, which of course is the infamous Mad Hatter tea party. I created this one in my last video, but I wanted to make it again, but in my house, because I knew the wallpaper is going to make this look 10 times better, which it did. I used the Misty Garden wallpaper and I love this wallpaper. It makes anything look so much better. This room is definitely my favorite room in the whole house. Also, happy unbirthday to anyone who has an unbirthday today or this month. Now I have a bonus room, which is the Queen of Hearts castle. I will be creating her house in a future video. I want to create the maze and I want to create her huge castle. It's going to be so much fun, but I wanted to show you guys how it would look inside of your house in case you wanted to have one of these in your house. I added some of the cutout boards of the Ace of Club and the Ace of Hearts. The flooring that I use is called the backyard lawn flooring, which you can make using, I think, 30 clumps of weeds. I was going to leave the flooring just like that, but it looked a bit boring to me, and I went hunting for some grass custom designs that I can place, and I found this one that has the club and the hearts on it, which matched the cutout boards perfectly, and I made it into a checker pattern on the floor, which really elevated the room. And I added the same Misty Garden wallpaper to this room because I told you I love this wallpaper. It literally makes it so much better. And I used the short simple panels as bushes, and I customized it with the white roses and the red roses. And for the white roses, I just added some can of paints on the side. I really wish I could customize the can of paint to be all red, but there wasn't the option for it, so I try to hide the blue and the yellow a bit. And of course I added a mannequin of the Cheshire Cat behind the Queen of Hearts because in the movie he was messing with her a lot, so I wanted to add that little touch to the room. But yeah, I really enjoyed making this room and I can't wait to create her castle on my island. It's going to be epic. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, let me know by hitting the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. Remember to head over to my community tab to cast your vote on which Disney themed house you want to see next. I want to do as many as I can, or even all of the Disney movies. That would be so amazing. But yeah, I love you all so much. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.